What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about 13 very British problems. So, as an American, I really don't know what British people struggle with on a daily basis, or if your problems are any different from our problems, but today I'm very interested in learning about these 13 very British problems. So let's take a look.
The following are agonising problems that all British people face.
Okay. Agonizing British problems. Agonizing.
Not quite catching someone's name, meaning you can never speak to them again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is a British problem, to be completely honest. Not quite catching someone's name. So you can just never talk to them again. You can never you can speak to them, but it's very difficult and a little awkward, and you just have to be like, "Oh, hey. Hey, you. You." It's like cuz you don't know their name. And eventually so much time goes by that you're afraid to ask at a certain point. It's just be strange after a while of knowing somebody to ask their name. Is just I've definitely never experienced this in my life ever. But I don't know. I guess in America, as a culture, we're a little more willing, perhaps, to be blunt, rude, whatever. And so maybe Americans are a tad more willing to be like, "Oh, what's your name again?" And don't really care if it hurts their feelings. They're like, "I thought we were friends. You don't even know my name." And we're just like, "Well, I don't care." No, we do care, but not as much. And I guess maybe this is a stereotype, but I think British culture is a little more respectful in that way. So maybe British people have a harder time kind of confronting these awkward situations. I don't know.
Receiving an email ending in regards and wondering what you've done to cause so much anger.
These- British culture is very interesting. There's a lot of small little nuances here that cause a lot of stress. Just ask their name. No. But this second one, if someone ends their email in regards. Sometimes Americans end our emails in regards. I never thought of that as a bad thing or like, "Oh, I've really pissed them off. I'm in trouble." Like, it's just a formal way of signing off an email or a letter, right? In Britain, if someone ends their email in regards, is that like actually a bad thing? Does like tell you that something's wrong? I didn't know that.
The terror of these words.
In a minute, I'm just going to ask you all to present your ideas to the room.
the ter- the ter- This is funny. Some of this stuff is relatable though to like American culture as well. These are supposed to be very, very British problems, and they kind of are so far. Maybe Americans just care less about this. I mean, that one was the terror of being at work and someone saying, "Everyone, present your idea to the room." And it's like, I think everybody experiences, stress and anxiety around public speaking. So that one in particular, I think, applies to Americans as well. Maybe not so much the name thing or the regards thing, but let's keep going.
The impossibility of eating a Jaffa cake without someone bringing up that debate.
What? Huh? Okay. This is the first one where I officially have no idea what we're talking about. A debate. a Jaffa cake. This is like a biscuit in Britain, a cookie. We Americans might say. What is the debate around Jaffa cakes? Yeah, no idea. No idea what we're talking about. This one is the first genuinely British problem, because I don't even know what we're talking about.
Panicking in a sandwich shop and allowing a distressingly odd combination of fillings to happen.
Okay. It seems like a lot of these stressful situations for British people seem to stem from British people's reluctance to confront people and engage in awkward conversation. Is that fair to say? Like if you're at a sandwich shop and they're messing up your order and putting all this crazy stuff on your sandwich, most Americans would have absolutely no problem to interrupt and be like, hey, you screwed up my sandwich. Just like that. There's no social stigmatization around, being a little confrontational in that way. Whereas it sounds like in Britain, you're really not supposed to be confrontational or correcting people, or I don't know. Is this like a fair analysis? It's kind of what I'm seeing here.
Not wanting to use an emoticon, yet worrying you'll come across as sarcastic without one. Never.
Not wanting to use an emoji, but you're afraid you're going to come across as sarcastic. This does seem like a British problem, because I believe British people are a lot more sarcastic, a lot more of that dry, witty sort of humor, that banter. So in British culture, a lot more often, there is this sarcastic humor. So the flip side is you have to be kind of aware that when you're emailing or texting, people can't quite understand your tone of voice or your delivery. I've never thought about this before. Do British people actually have to worry how they're coming across in text because of sarcasm? You can't detect sarcasm or lack of sarcasm. So you have to use a smiley face. That's not something we would do in America at work, really. Emojis and emoticons at work is generally considered kind of unprofessional. I mean, if you're boring, if you're chill like that, I guess most people wouldn't care that much. But we don't have this problem in America. We don't worry about coming across as sarcastic, because it's not that common in America. So we don't just assume sarcasm all the time. So interesting.
Never wanting to use an exclamation mark, yet worrying you'll come across as miserable without one.
Oh my God. Do British people really worry about some of this stuff? It's a little, I don't know, depressing. Like, I'm worried that I'm going to come across as miserable or mean. It's like, I guess for better or for worse, in America, we just simply don't care about a lot of these things. These are things you could concern yourself with, but I guess as Americans, for better or for worse, we lack a certain sensitivity to how we come across to others. Don't get me wrong, we're not completely crazy and like just ripping into each other and being mean on purpose, but it seems like British people, or at least according to this list of British problems, have a lot of problems just managing how they express themselves and worrying about how they're coming across to other people. Because you want to come across in a certain way, as polite and understanding and not miserable. Oh my God.
Losing faith in your delivery halfway through telling a joke, so opting to just explain what the punchline was going to be and why. Seeing...
Oh my God. What? losing faith in your joke, in your explanation of the joke, and just explaining the joke, just explaining the punchline. Again, I get it, but this is also like a very British. British people seem very, very aware, almost too aware of how others perceive them. And so you're like telling a joke, and in the middle of the joke, you're thinking, this isn't going well. This is not going well. They're not understanding. And then you just abandon ship. Whereas maybe things aren't even as bad as you're making them out to be in your mind. Or maybe they are. I don't know. But I feel like British people maybe think a little deeper about some of this stuff, for better or for worse.
Seeing someone you know walking just ahead of you, so stopping dead in the street until they're completely out of sight.
Oh, goodness. Well, first of all, this would never happen in America because the prerequisite here is that you're walking, that you encounter someone while walking, and Americans never walk places. So we just drive cars. We never walk. So this would never happen. But joking aside, that's just like a bit of social awkwardness. Like, how well do you know this person? It's someone you just kind of know. So you don't really want to talk to them. You spot them and you just stop. And then if they don't see you, you just kind of walk away. I think some Americans are guilty of that, yeah.
Resigning yourself to an unusual and arduous train route rather than risk sharing the commute with a colleague.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So you're gonna like punish yourself. You're gonna go that far out of your way to avoid social interaction? I guess it's a colleague you really don't like, or you're gonna go a whole different route to work just to avoid this person. Oh.
Asking to sample an ale, disliking it, and ordering a whole pint so as to not further waste the barman's time.
Oh my, these... I'm learning quite a bit about British, I don't know, sensibilities today, empathy. British people are like a little too empathetic, maybe to a fault. If there's any truth to these problems, the problem is you're too nice. that's the crux of this list. You order a beer to sample it, and then you don't like it, but you just order it anyway. You just order a whole pint to be nice, to be like, okay, I didn't just waste your time getting me a sample. I loved it. Like, you're more worried about the other person's feelings than your own happiness, than your own in comfort. Which says something about British culture. It says something very positive, I think. Let me set this straight. I think it says something very good about British people, that you're empathetic and you care about other people's feelings and you're aware of their feelings, and I hope that, you also take time to, worry about yourself. I think that's what Americans are taught, worry about yourself. Make sure you come out ahead is a very American sensibility. So it's kind of refreshing to see more of a community-oriented attitude in British culture of like, I am worried about this other person's well-being. And I'm more than my own sometimes, and I'm aware of their feelings, even when I send emails with emojis. And there's something I really appreciate and respect about that, actually.
Feeling your life lacks excitement, so dunking your biscuit for an irresponsibly long time.
What? This is British excitement. This is going out on a limb. Injecting some excitement is dunking your biscuit. This is already a foreign concept. We don't drink tea in America. We don't dunk our biscuits in tea. I don't know the thrill associated with dunking your biscuit in your tea. I can only imagine. But, okay. Maybe it's more thrilling than it looks.
Saying, honestly,
Honestly, it's fine.
to warn of an imminent meltdown.
The sort of, the funny, I don't know, passive aggressiveness in a way, like, it's fine, is a signal for it's not fine. In Britain, saying it's fine is a warning of an inclement meltdown. Is this true? Oh my gosh, I don't know what to think now. I'm a little, I don't know. In one sense, I'm a little disturbed. I'm a little scared of some of these behaviors I've seen today. But joking aside, I feel like I learned a bit about British culture today. And some really positive aspects of, like, I don't know if they are positive completely, because it sounds like British people really sacrifice your own well-being for others. And that's, of course, a fantastic thing to do. And sounds like a great society, honestly, but it has to be a balance, right? You have to care about others and also watch out for your own well-being, because you're not going to be the best you can be for others if you're not happy yourself. So, not to get too deep here, this was just like a funny comedy list. But I enjoyed it, and I actually got a lot out of this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these British problems. If you think these are true, if you're British and you can relate to this, that'd be fun to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Britain and learning about British culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.